What's up, everyone? Welcome to Lowdown.
We have some awesome things for you guys to see this episode.
We get a look at a local craft show, a musical showcase, and hear from an on-campus acapella group. All of this and more coming your way on Lowdown.
Welcome to Lowdown, everyone. My name is Celeste.
And I'm Josh. We are so excited for you guys to see what we have coming up on this episode. There are so many great things in store.
That's right, and to get us started, I got a chance to attend a craft show this weekend. I saw a ton of crafts, jewelry, and artwork.
Sounds really cool, Celeste. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Shanda Dempsey and my company is Livewire. I make custom name pendants for necklaces and bracelets. I also do some lapidary work and do some tumbling of stones. I got into this in 2009 because my husband got laid off from work, and when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, and I just kind of took my hobby out on the road. So that's my story.
Hi, I'm Dan Shadle. I work in hot glass. I make different shapes in hot glass. I cut glass and fuse it together and make different forms, vases, bowls, plates, and I've been doing it for about 15 years, on and off, mostly recreational, and we mostly just do craft shows around the area. That's about it.
My name's Myron Vanderlyn. I started carving about 5 years ago. I've tried all the different forms that have come along. A lot of people have helped me out over the last few years. I like relief carving, which is the carvings up front that are usually different scenes. Do some figures, character carving, things like that. It's a great pastime, and I really enjoy doing it. I got started with a friend of mine down in Florida that was a real good carver. He said, pick up a knife and start carving, and about 10 minutes later I was bleeding like crazy. But that's what kind of got me started. I just admired what he did, and just tried to emulate some of the guys that I see carving around.
Wow, you really did see a lot at that craft show.
I know, I had a great time meeting all of the creative people there.
Speaking of creative people, Kurt was able to meet some pretty amazing individuals.
Aka who?
Nuance, one of the acapella groups here on campus.
That's Aka awesome. Let's check it out.
University of Akron's all-male acapella group. We're brothers, we're friends, and we love performing.
A bunch of guys that like to get together and sing. We all share the same interests in the same thing. Always did music stuff in high school, so obviously this is like my first go-to when it comes to doing music here at college.
I was actually in church with the president before me, and we were both singing. He heard me singing, and he's like, hey man, I want you to come try out. And one thing led to another, and now I'm rolling into my last concert.
I did acapella and choir and stuff all throughout high school, and so when I came to college, I was obviously looking to keep doing that. And I was at just one of the student organization fairs and found out about Nuance that way. And I auditioned and got in, and I was in it for 2 semesters, both semesters of my freshman year. And I was away from the group for a semester. I take one transient class at the University of Akron every semester, just so that I can be in this group. It's honestly that great.
I never did acapella before college. Like, I had no idea what it was until the Pitch Perfect movies, and then I came here, and right after the Pitch Perfect movie, I went to college. Tells you how old I am. So as I was coming in and I was introduced to it, I was like, all right, had a couple options between the all-guy group or the mixed group, and I'd been doing mixed groups my whole life, so I said, you know what, been playing sports my whole life. I really like, the brother mentality. So I was like, I'm gonna try an all-guy group, and there's something from a musical standpoint that's so impressive and so connecting when there's nothing in between the voices, when there's nothing in between the musicians, where we are the only instruments, that it just makes it a whole different level to where it's just.
So you have to be like a well-oiled machine in order to work efficiently.
We have a very strong connection with all the sororities on campus. We do our sorority tour every year. This was actually one of our extra performances where the sorority reached out to us and said, hey, we're doing a philanthropy event. Will you guys come out and sing for us? We perform all over the Akron community. So whether we're performing for businesses, the sororities, different events on campus. We've gone to different states a few times, performed in the ICCAs. Which is the competition in Pitch Perfect. It's a real thing. We've released one full-length album, that is New Suit, and we are releasing our second full-length album and our first Christmas album, BYOE, Bring Your Own Eggnog, at our concert December 9th in E.J. Thomas Hall. So we're pretty excited about that. We love kind of taking that step forward, always doing something new and always having a goal for each semester.
We have an EP that's pretty cool too. It's only 5 songs, but you should check that out. It's called The Premiere.
True.
They are one talented group.
I know, acapella groups always impress me. I wish I could sing that good.
Well, Josh, you can work on your singing skills while we take this quick commercial break.
Welcome back, everyone.
I am so excited to get back into this episode. We have even more music on the way.
That's right, and as always, up next we have Jack with the rundown.
Take it away, Jack.
Howdy everyone, I'm Jack Stern, and it's about time for a rundown on some great new music. Let's see what's up first. First up, I want to talk about an up-and-coming indie folk artist, Julianne Baker. The defining element of Julianne's music is her soft and expressive vocals. She just has a calm demeanor that gives her music this authentic and emo edge that isn't really that common these days. Her lyrics are equally heart-wrenching with her new album, Turn Out the Lights, where she discusses some of her personal struggles as a young adult. Her instrumentals tend to have a soft and sparse composition to highlight the strained and somber mood of her voice, and this can sometimes be a detriment as her music can kind of feel like wallpaper to the vocals. However, she really does manage to shine bright in the face of the occasionally trite instrumental. The best songs are the ones that allow her to build tension while showing off her range as a singer. The title track from the album starts off with a minimal guitar part as Julianne builds into this sweeping chorus where she carries herself across a multi-part harmony. The song Appointments is another very despair-ridden song. The guitar part strums along persistently amid some downcast pianos as Julianne fills out the song with an echoing chorus. This album fires on all cylinders when Julianne is really allowed to show the greater contrast between the differing levels of pain and emotion that she exhibits across all of these songs. Fans of folk and soft rock will want to check out this project for sure. Next up, I want to shed some light on a band that I was surprised to even discover. Wolfpack is a neo-soul/jazz band that is focused on bringing nostalgia and variety through a lot of catchy melodies. The band brings in several guest vocalists to create that atmosphere. Parts of their latest album, Mr. Finish Line, feel like an authentic throwback to soul artists like Marvin Gaye and the more 80s pop-oriented soul acts like Hall & Oates. The album isn't just trying to cash in as a novelty act, though. Many of the songs incorporate synthesizers and other more adventurous parts that give the album a more modern feel. The song Birds of a Feather sounds like a genuine take on a 2017 Stevie Wonder song, but the bubbly synths and the whistling parts still give it a sense of identity. The album even goes completely left field sometimes with tracks like Captain Hook, which is this weird high-pitched rap song with a funk instrumental. Then there's Tea Time, which incorporates like this 90s European dance track. I also want to mention those guest vocal performances again, because they really sell the vibe of this album. Charlie O's deep and expressive voice is a perfect fusion with this jazzy saxophone part on the track Baby I Don't Know. Then there's the Motown-inspired Business Casual, which has a cute and funky instrumental among a flowery melody that reminds me of some of the hits from childhood-era Michael Jackson. Diversity is the name of the game with this album, and this album pulls that off flawlessly. Give this a listen if you're looking for some modern and ear-catching soul music. Now let's end this segment today with some good old hip-hop. I want to give some serious props to Southern rapper Big Crit for his latest album, Forever is a Mighty Long Time. Big Crit has had a career of decent length at this point, spanning over a decade with a multitude of albums and mixtapes. This history puts him in a unique position to really set the record straight on his veteran status. Crit's role as a lyricist and as a producer shows him at his most versatile and focused here. Songs like Sub and Scene are a chronicle of the life-giving properties that his subwoofer provides to music. The melody of the song switches from a bouncy banger, incorporating a campy Frankenstein sample, to a more nostalgic ballad. Crit isn't just showing some reverence for a subwoofer here, though. Songs like Big Bank and Ride With Me incorporate instrumentals that are reminiscent of Dirty South legends like UGK and Scarface. Then there's Miss Georgia, which is like a callback to Outkast with a tinge of guitars and gospel thrown in. Then there's even deeper throwbacks like the track Keep the Devil Off, which features this soaring choir and a funky organ and bass part. Then there's the halfway point of the album titled Justin Scott, which is this insane cluster of synthesizers, strings, and gospel singers. The unifying thread of Southern music that exists across all these tracks isn't just used as a tribute though, but rather as a foundation for Crit to build upon. Clocking in at 22 tracks, this double album might seem like a beast to tackle, but the variety incorporated throughout makes this a breeze to listen to, and one of the strongest hip-hop albums of 2017. Another great release is the latest EP from UK grime superstar Skepta. Although many of these tracks have been released previously, this EP is still excellent from front to back, featuring great features from A$AP Rocky, A$AP Ferg, and even a more unlikely one from Lil B. There's a good amount of hype to be found here. The opening track, Still, starts off with some minimal synths that have an acidic tinge. Then you've got the A$AP guest feature, Ghost Ride, with its clandestine pianos. There's no shortage of hard-hitting, straight-to-the-point grime tracks on this EP, and fans of the genre should definitely give it a shot. Well, that's all, folks. I'm Jack Stern, and be sure to check out more content from Lowdown when you're craving the latest and greatest music.
Once again, Jack is keeping us in the loop with what's happening in the music world.
You know what else happened in the music world? Well, Akron's music world, that is.
No, what?
It's an event called Collage. It's basically a continuous performance showcasing various types of musicians. And I got the chance to attend, and it was really cool.
That does sound cool. Let's see what it was all about.
Hi, my name is Dr. Ann Usher. I'm the Coordinator of Music Education in the School of Music here at the University of Akron. And along with my colleague Matt Dudak, I have the privilege of putting together the Collage 2017 performance. Collage is a non-stop concert that features all different kinds of ensembles and soloists and faculty and students from the School of Music. We do two performances. This morning we had a performance for 1,400 high school and middle school musicians from 18 different schools all across Northeast Ohio. And then we do a concert again at 7:30 p.m. for the general public. Well, the collage idea comes from another university. So one of our faculty members was a participant when he was a student in one of the very first collage concerts. So it's a thing that has spread among schools of music around the country. This is our 8th year to put on the Collage performance, and it's generously sponsored by the Coolest Foundation. We have 24 different acts in this year's Collage. It features our large ensembles like the Symphonic Orchestra, the Symphonic Band, the Concert Choir, our Jazz Ensemble, Opera Lyric Theater. Then we have the Steel Drum Band. We have all kinds of smaller chamber groups. We have a sax quartet, a clarinet quartet, our bassoon ensemble, our faculty woodwind quintet, Solaris, is performing, and then we have some soloists as well. We have an undergraduate student who's playing the piano for a piece, and we have a singer. It's just a wide variety of music. It's all very exciting, and it's nonstop. So the first performance plays somewhere in the hall, and then the lights go off, there's no applause, and the lights come on somewhere else in the hall, and the next person goes. And it does that the whole first act and the whole second act. We have lots of events. We have over 300 recitals, performances in the School of Music throughout the year. We have lots of guest artists come in. You can always check our concert calendar at uakron.edu/music. We have a big Ohio Band Directors Conference that takes place the first weekend in December that features our concert bands, along with an honor band of various high school students from around the area. The concert choir, chamber choir, and the brass choir do a 'Tis the Season Christmas performance in December. Lots of events that almost all of them are free and open to the public, or even free for students.
UA has such great talent, and I'm really glad the school music showcases it with a show like Collage.
Yeah, I wish I could have gone to that. The performances looked really good.
Yeah, you really missed out.
Well, while I dwell in my sadness, we're gonna take a quick commercial break.
Welcome back, everyone.
Well, Josh, I'm still a little jealous that I didn't get to go see Collage.
That's okay, Celeste. I'm not the only one who got to witness great music, though.
Great, who else should I be jealous of?
Eddie, because he got to go to 5 Minute Fest in Elyria, where tons of local bands play 5-minute sets each.
That sounds so cool. Let's take a look.
Bike cruise. Yeah. How you feeling?
I'm Eddie Marflack. I'm a co-founder of Blank Slate. Tonight we just finished this event we do every year called 5 Minute Fest. The idea is getting 20 or more bands all together, kind of plug and play. Every band plays 5-minute sets, and if you go over, you get a kind of like a bullhorn. The concept kind of came from, there's this fest in Pittsburgh called like ADD Fest, and it's a similar thing. They do like 10-minute sets, 10 bands, and I was kind of thinking there aren't that many bands in Lorain County, even though there's a lot in Northeast Ohio, and maybe it's because of like the pressure of like having to write like 5 songs and getting really tight. But like, what if people only had to commit to like 1 or 2 songs? Like, then you can get away with anything, you know? I don't know, I've been telling people it's like a speed dating for the local music scene. It's kind of like, just like, you know what a band sounds like after 1 or 2 songs, and I don't know, it's kind of, it should be a really disastrous show, but it always runs so smoothly, and even if it wasn't well attended, there'd still be 25 bands on it, so it'd still be a community of musicians, like, all sharing each other's ideas, and like, it'd still be like 100 people in there, so. So running a show like this, it's kind of full autopilot mode. Everyone is kind of like has this exciting, anxious energy. Yeah, they're just rules that everyone follows, but it's fun. It's not like it's rigid, but that's like built into the fun. Like, you know, you get a bullhorn if you go over, but everyone just laughs and then the next band goes on, and it's fine. A lot of times shows end up sounding like it's 4 bands and they all sound sort of similar but a little bit different from each other. And like tonight we had you know, a rapper followed by a noise saxophone artist, followed by acoustic folk, followed by death metal. You know, like it's everything. And I don't know anyone who only listens to a few types of music, so it's like a really nice sampler of like what's going on in music today. So what I've learned after doing this 2 years in a row is you'll get a lot of people who say they're interested in the idea. You'll get a lot of people who tell you that it's the dumbest idea they've ever heard. And really you just have to keep following up with people and it'll change. Like even today, 5 different people dropped off, but like 3 people were added that weren't supposed to play, and that happened last year too. What I go through with the selection is obviously if they're interesting, if I try and make it as diverse as possible with the people who are in the bands. You know, I try and book like a lot of like women, people of color, and people in the queer community, but also like just if they're nice people, if they seem genuinely excited about the idea, and if they don't sound like anyone else.
I'm definitely going to have to check out some of those bands.
I know, it looked like Eddie had a lot of fun.
Well, Josh, that brings us to the end of the episode.
You know what that means, right, Celeste?
What?
We have no pre-recorded episodes left this semester. We go live next time.
I better start preparing now.
Same here. And while we prepare for our live show, don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ZTV Lowdown.
I'm Celeste Homard.
And I'm Josh Gowdy, and that was The Lowdown.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. To find out how you can make Emmy-winning media, visit the UA School of Communication online. ZTV. Make media. Make a difference.